Good morning, DFC, and welcome to our first evaluation task. So an evaluation task is simply a project that I mark. So the daily assignments for practice, you guys mark that, and they'll become part of your portfolio. But evaluation tasks, they are big projects that I mark and will count towards your final mark. Specifically, this one is 23.3% of your final mark. So it's really important to do this well and on time. So what are we learning how to do today? Well, we're going to learn how to use multiple sources and how to cite them correctly to do a research project in our own words. So there's just some reading here. Then I do want you to watch the video, which can be found here. And what this project would be is creating just a very short slideshow using a template that I provide about the 4 sacred medicines in First Nations culture. And you should know what they are by now. If not, that's okay. But with any research project, you must properly show where you got your information from. This is to show the readers that you are knowledgeable and credible as a source of information. And I'm going to show you how to create your citations. So like I said, this project will be marked by me, and you can find the rubric of how it will be marked on page 3. So step 1 is, for each of the 4 sacred medicines, I want you to find the following information about them. So basically create a paragraph that includes these things: physical characteristics, a description of where it grows, explanation of its medical benefits. So why is it used as a medicine? How it's used or taken as a medicine. And then finally, a concluding sentence that describes its importance to First Nations culture. One thing that I really want you to avoid is simply called plagiarism, which is the using, intentionally or unintentionally, of copying someone else's words. So I don't want you to just copy and paste. It's very obvious when students do that. But use your own words, and I'll show you how to do that. This is how to use Citation Machine. All the instructions are right here, and I'm going to show you how to do that in today's video. But this is this week's schedule. So if you're watching this video, today is Wednesday. So you'll have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday. That's 4 class days. That is plenty of time. If you do 1 paragraph a day, that's good. You'll get it in on time. And then this is what the next week looks like. So the report is due on this day, Friday, January 22nd, right here. And so this is your rubric. And just a note that this assignment is due on the 22nd and is worth 23.3% of your final grade. Now, for every day that's submitted afterwards, there's a 5% penalty up to a maximum of 50%. So hand it in on time, you don't have to worry about that penalty. But for every day, it's minus 5%. And not handing in this assignment will very negatively affect your midterm and final grade. It may make it even impossible for you to get this credit. This should say Wednesdays. All right. So I've given you guys a little research organizer on how to fill out. Now for this research organizer, this is fine to copy and paste. And I'll show you how to do that using, I found a site on Cedar, which is the first sacred medicine. So I have information here about what it looks like. I'm going to copy that right there. So they both have green scaly leaves, and their mature bark is brown and stringy looking. Boop. I'm going to add that there. So for this section, it's fine to copy and paste. Where it grows is next. Let's see. The species. Okay, so this whole section is about where it grows. So I can copy and paste that. But when we actually go to type, we want to use our own words, and I'll show you an example. Medical benefits. So how does it help people? Aboriginals have used these two trees in a myriad of ways, from treating infections and other maladies with oils. Okay, so we know that's used to treat infections. And how is it used or taken as a medicine? Oils, ointments. Ointment is like a cream, and teas. Importance to First Nations culture. So it mentions that they used the inner bark to make clothing, to carve totem poles and canoes from light, rot-resistant wood. Okay, so we can use that here. One thing that's not mentioned in my website is it was commonly used to treat a disease called scurvy, which was caused by a lack of vitamin C. So if you don't need enough fruit and vegetables, it can cause scurvy, which is a blackening of the gums and a loosening of the teeth. So you basically make your teeth fall out. Not pleasant. But if you drink a tea made of cedar, it would help. And then source, I just copy and paste the link that I used right here. Okay, so I'm fine with, and then the rest are just the other medicines here. I'm fine with you copying and pasting there, but when you actually go to create your slideshow, I do want you to use your own words. And I'll show you an example. So the slideshow can be found right here. And it looks just like this. So this is just a title slide. Please include your name here. Learning goals and instructions are right here. And for your writing, you're only writing on 4 slides. This one, this is my example. This is what a completed slide should look like. And then 3 blank slides. The last is simply the rubric. It's out of 80 marks. Okay, so here's what a completed slide should look like. Now, this is my example. Please do not use this as your own example. Write your own about cedar. You can just say, if you want to still look at my example, just type above it. Cedar is blank, blank, blank. So what I did is I took the ideas from my research report and I put them into words and sentences of my own. So I don't have all the information, but I did turn them into complete sentences of my own. So cedar is a type of tree made of stringy strands of bark with thin branches and green scaly leaves that can grow up to 60 meters tall. So I used some of the information that was here. I didn't use all of it, but I used some of it. It grows throughout Canada, but especially prefers swampy areas. It is used to treat infections and illnesses like vitamin C deficiency and scurvy when it's made into a tea. It can also be made into ointments and oils and applied directly onto the skin. So that describes how it's used. And then this sentence describes its importance to First Nation culture. It's used for canoes, clothing, and even totem poles. All right. So that's what a completed paragraph should look like. But you also want to include a picture, and that could be as simple as doing a Google image search. That's a big cedar tree. And then just right-clicking, copy image, paste, and just something like that. Just so the reader gets an idea of what a cedar or sage looks like. Now, the tricky one is your citation. But there is a website that does this pretty much automatically for you. Okay, first things first is go on to citationmachine.net. And let's create a citation. And then go to website. And then now, all we simply do is just copy and paste the link where we got our information. So right here, to copy, I'm just pressing Control-C on the link. And then to paste, Control-V. Let it search. Canada Cedars. So that's the name of my website. So let's cite it. So it finds this information automatically for you. The website's title, date accessed, the URL or link, and the article's title. Excellent. So we'll go to continue. And then let's see if we can find any of this additional information like author. No author listed. So if it's not there, just don't worry about it. And electronically published. So when was it published? There, we do have a name, Sarah Culver. So I'll add that, Sarah Culver. But there is no electronically published date. So then you just go to complete citation. And then this is your citation right here. I prefer MLA style. And then you just simply go copy citation. And paste it. Now, if it's a different color, I'll just change that to white. I don't want it highlighted. Text color, white. So there we go. So this shows me who wrote your article, what it's called, and where I can find it. A very long link. So just do that for the 4 medicines. Once you do the first one, this will become really easy. But if you're still not sure of how to use Citation Machine, the instructions are right here. So I do want you to use MLA style just because it is the style associated with the subject of English. And you can change styles right here. Choose MLA 8 or 7, doesn't really matter. Actually, I do prefer you to use 8 since it does include the link. And this just lets the reader know, all right, you're not just making up this information, you're using people who are knowledgeable as your source of information. Okay, I think that pretty much concludes the lesson. And as usual, I'll be online every morning if you do have questions. But it's very important to do well on this assignment and get it handed in on time, because that will just ensure that you're on your way to getting the best mark possible in this course. All right, everyone, good luck on today's project, and I hope to see you online. Bye.